What's going on, amazing people? I am Nelligates, and welcome to another episode of Heroes of the Week. Today we have a new season, which means new players every single season. We keep the team fresh to death. And right now we have Blake Bortles as our quarterback. We have Lamar Miller, who his 81, 82 card, his standard gold card, is a beast. So I was like, let me try this elite card. And as you guys will see throughout this season, you guys let me know if you guys did see him as he was useful or not. But we do have the jiggly dancer, Antonio Brown. We have him as our main receiver. We have Alshon Jeffrey as well. We have Antonio Brown, 94 overall, man, limited time. So we went ahead and got him. I think it was for about 240k, 220k, but it wasn't that bad because you know what? He's still Antonio Brown. We have Malcolm Jenkins. If you guys watch him for the Eagles, he's a beast. He obviously is no Tyrann Mathieu, no Honey Badger, but you know what? At the end of the day, it is Malcolm Jenkins. But guess what? We also have Patrick Peterson. We have, I don't know what he was wearing in Christmas, man, on that day, but we have him. I think he was Peter Pan. But Pat Pete, 95 speed, 92 zone coverage, 95 man coverage, 95 press, 96 agility, 87 play rec, and 94 excel. Man, oh man, oh man, it does not get better than that in the defensive cornerback position. So, we start off our first game of the season, and guess how we started? We started with a kick return by Tavon Austin. He jukes like 600 people. Even the fans in the stands were like juked out of that one because it was a great juke, and we do take it all the way. And a first touchdown, first possession of the season with the new team gets us a touchdown. It does not get better than that. But guess what? House gets mossed by, I think that was Amari Cooper on the left side. And you guys will see there was a lot of mossing in this game by my opponent. But he does get a touchdown, and that was also on house and man coverage. But it doesn't matter, baby, because we come back with Spiller on the corner route and gets us a first down. We're up on my opponent's 38-yard line, and Lamar Miller breaks one tackle, two tackles, and I was hoping he would break another one, but guess what? It's still enough for me, baby. And right there, Blake Bortles with a dot to Chris Ivory. And I thought Chris Ivory would have better trucking than that and just like get us to the end zone, but he does nevertheless. He gets us into the touchdown. And right now, man, House, that's strike 3 probably in one game in less than a half. He gets you know, like outrun by my opponent, and he goes all the way. But guess what? We have Lamar Miller. Even though that juke was unnecessary, I was like, hey, we still got a juke. And Lamar Miller, man, takes it all the way for a touchdown. So far, man, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns in one half, and the half isn't even over yet. We bring the heat from the right side, and we do sack our opponent right there. On a 4th and 2, I'm thinking maybe he's going short, and he does butt to the left side. I thought he would go to a corner right on the right side, but my opponent does well to find him. And another 4th and 7, my opponent finds his man across the middle as well. So I'm gonna start to have to user and try to see where we can. Right there, we user that, and we do stop him from converting on the fourth and I don't know, it was long. It was 4th and 12 or something like that. But my opponent does get the ball back to start the second half, because as you guys remember, we did return it for a touchdown in the first half. And right here, my opponent just decides to throw it up, but gets nothing and just goes out of bounds. So we have the ball back. We're up by a possession. I'm trying to make it 2, and Chris Ivory gets his second TD of the day and puts us up 28-14. My opponent finds a free tight end right there up the seam and gets another touchdown. So it's 28-21, but we go back to that corner route. This time, Julius Thomas, baby, can you run? He breaks the first tackle. I see another guy coming from the left, and I'm like, oh man, I wish you had a little bit more stamina, a little bit more speed. But Blake Bortles says, I got you, coach, and he does it with the QB sneak right there. We're up 35-21, and right here, something stupid happens, man. EA decides to give us the D because, man, as soon as my opponent scores right here, you guys know there's this thing that's going around that's pause glitching, and I'm 100% sure this is what my opponent did. He paused the game, and I started clicking a million times on the resume game. I couldn't do anything. It says connection to your peer has been lost. I go back, and I find out that game did not count. And I was like, WTF? Man, EA, you gotta sort it out. That was even after the patch and after everything that they say they fixed freezing. EA never does anything to fix the game, seems like these days. But it doesn't matter, baby. We still enjoy the game. That's all that matters right now. Blake Bortles with an overthrow. Oh my goodness. What a terrible throw by Blake Bortles right there. It was, I set my feet and I did everything right because I know that's what you're supposed to do. And he still overthrew him. And you'll see he will do it again in a few minutes. And right there we do find Sammy Watkins, who is another new player in this season that we try to use. And right there, Lamar Miller, baby. He just looks like a beast that we're going to be using across in this whole season. Chris Ivory with a fullback dive, and he gets us the touchdown to put us up 7-0, even though we threw that interception to begin the game. But it doesn't matter because we get an interception with the Honey Badger, who's been a beast since the beginning of, since I started this series in Season 1. But right here, Blake Bortles, man, he fumbles the ball. I was trying to click that throw away. I think I clicked it a little bit too late. And he does get it. And he showboats into the end zone. When someone showboats, you know it's time for some business. And right here, Blake Bortles. And it's, again, he overthrows, man. My feet were set again. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe Blake Bortles will not be here next season. So let's go ahead and just try to finish this season off. Lamar Miller over there on a screen. And we come back to the screen once again. This time it's CJ Spiller. And we do get a nice conversion. 17 seconds left. I try to go for the QB sneak with 2 seconds left and no timeouts. And we might pay for that one. As you guys will see, we got no points on the board on the board to end the half, but it doesn't matter. My opponent throws an ill-advised pass right there, and we got a nice interception. And right here, oh my days, what was that, baby? Chris Ivory, do you have stone hands? But Patrick Peterson says, Coach, put me as a fullback, and I promise you I won't drop a pass. And he definitely didn't right there for the pick. And right here, Lamar Miller, sorry, that was CJ Spiller right there. He will go all the way, and we got to showboat a little bit. You know, you want to showboat when you get a fumble recovery? I'll showboat on you too, baby. So right here, my opponent, is he gonna try to test Pat Pete again? He was going his side, but we do get the sack before he gets the ball out of his hands. My opponent here on the 4th and 19, he's just gonna chuck it deep, but check this out, baby. We get that stop, and we have the ball in a good position. My opponent run commits, as sometimes most of them do in this situation when they go for on like 4th and 19. But we get it the touchdown with Jeffrey, and what a catch by Patrick Peterson. One-handed catch, man, and it was sexy as hell. And right there, we do find Antonio Brown in the cover too, and we give him the ball and get a huge chunk of yards right there. Blake Bortles right here. We get a nice playmaker right there. If you guys don't know how to playmaker, you hold L2, you use the right trigger, right, left, up, down, to control the closest receiver to you. Sometimes you might get screwed over because the closest receiver is a guy that you might not see. So watch out when you do it. Hold left trigger and control the closest receiver with the right stick. But we do get another pick right there, and we are looking good and good and good. We got to get Sammy Watkins on the board right there. All our new players, we're trying to get them as many touchdowns as we can, but my opponent does come back, and he does get a TD. But right here, we do throw it with no time left. We get a completion. But I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this new team. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. But until next time, guys, I am Nella Gates, and I'm signing out. Peace.